with me is Liberal MP Tony Pasin. Tony, what's your response to what you've just heard from David there? Whose fault is this?
Made on Monday and Tuesday, not on Thursday. David is right to cite the fact that we didn't follow proper conventions. It's always the case that the Liberal Party meets and considers its position, the National Party meets and considers its position, and then the parties of the coalition, the Liberal Party and the National Party, come together in a joint party room. I had been asking senior members of our party for across Monday and Tuesday to call a joint party room meeting so that we could flush out where the points of difference were. We never had that meeting. And Caleb, in the 13 years that I've had the privilege of being in this role, we've never not met on an issue this significant. And lo and behold, the conventions that have been developed over time to avoid these kind of circumstances, we didn't follow them, and we ended up in the very difficult, very hurtful position that we find ourselves in. And you ask the question, can we form government without being in a coalition? And of course, you know the answer, and the answer is absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's absolutely impossible. And so the reality here is, given the acrimony that exists, not between me and members of the National Party, I remain a coalitionist, and I want to remain a coalitionist. Why? Because I want to hold this government to account, and I want to bring about good government. And the only way to do that is to get into government. The only way to do that is in coalition. So the circumstances we find ourselves in are just completely unsustainable. We can't have that level of acrimony between coalition members, and there will need to be change.
Yes or no question, Tony. Do you support Susan Lee as leader?
Not if she can't bring the coalition back together.
Is her leadership cactus?
Well, Caleb, we've had a really difficult 7 months, and nothing's been more bruising than the last week. I think most people understand where this is going.
Who will be the next leader, do you think?
That I don't know. That I really don't know. I would really love for the Federal Liberal Party to follow the model that we saw in Victoria, where there was a consensus candidate, there wasn't a bruising ballot, and there was a leader that everyone got behind. Because the secret sauce now, and I say this in the full knowledge of how difficult a position the Liberal Party and indeed, let's hope a subsequent coalition is to come together united. I was confident that the Labor Party would do very well in the 2022 election, and I formed that view in the aftermath of the 2019 election, where, yes, you had Bill Shorten, who was traumatised by the result, understandably, but all other members of the Labor caucus came together.
Yeah.
They'd finally decided enough was enough. They were going to put their petty grievances aside, and they were going to work together as a team. And every day they did that, and they slowly and methodically came after our government, and they were rewarded by the Australian people. We need to learn that lesson, Caleb.
There's no doubt about that. You've got to get it together. Tony Pasin, thank you for joining me.